All right, let's look at the AFC as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to get this out of the way now because I want to hear so I can come back to this and throw it in his face.
Is this the Bengals?
Of course. Breech, are the Bengals, as we sit here, going to win the division?
What did I say 2 weeks ago as my bold prediction when the Ravens were still in front by 2 games? I said the Ravens were going to fade, miss the playoffs, and either the Bengals or Browns are going to win it. And of course, now that they won this Broncos game, that was really the one I was worried about. Yes, I think they're going to win the division.
Brinson, where are you on that? Knowing full well they scored 15 points against a team that was with Drew Lock trying to throw interceptions every pass and without Teddy Bridgewater.
So sometimes he was just handing them off for I guess it was a fumble, not an interception.
Yeah, but they also just beat a team that, like, the Cowboys only scored 16 points on. The Cowboys lost by 2 touchdowns. A team that beat the Chargers, like the Broncos.
We don't need. Look, you're in first place in the division at 8-6.
So defensive.
We don't need you to be all rose-colored glasses trying to hype up the Bengals. Just let's
you
be
go on the
realistic
road in December and you beat a team that had a win going into the game.
It's a great win. It's a great win.
It's a win.
They now have the Ravens at home the day after Christmas, the Chiefs at home on January 2nd in a game that will matter for Kansas City, assuming that,
it'll matter because the Steelers are going to beat them next week on the road.
Well, and maybe look, the Chiefs will be trying in that game. And then they are at the Browns in week 18.
Well, let me just say, I do not think the Bengals will beat the Chiefs, but for the Bengals, it doesn't matter because if they beat the Ravens and the Browns, they're going to win the division. So
out of those 3 games, how many are they winning?
Do you think they go 2-1?
I do think they go 2-1.
Brinson, do you think they go 2-1?
I don't think it's crazy.
No, but what I'm asking you, are they going to go 2-1?
I need to know. Ask me on Wednesday or Thursday when we know about Lamar Jackson's status.
Tyler Huntley actually played pretty. He threw 4 freaking touchdowns.
I mean, would you rather have?
Or he scored 4 touchdowns.
Lamar at 80% or Tyler Huntley
right?
out there? Yeah, he ran for 2 and
ran for 2 through 2. Something Lamar Jackson's never done.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah,
what?
That's right.
That's crazy. It's a good stat. Save it for the game recap.
Well, hold on. So what were you saying, Breech? Would you rather have Tyler Huntley 100% or Lamar at 75 or something? Is that what you were going to say?
At 80, yeah.
Yeah, 80. Yeah, I think those are fair questions. And I think the biggest takeaway is that John Harbaugh sort of said he went with his gut, not analytics, into this game. But if John Harbaugh had maybe kicked extra points at the end of the game with a Hall of Fame kicker, maybe they win the Steelers game and they have a chance at this.
Right, we'll get to that too.
No, but I'm talking about the playoffs. I'm not talking about the game recap. My point is that those games, the Ravens are perhaps better than their record indicates because of some poor decision making, even though analytics has been a talking point for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh my God, it's been awful.
I think the crazy thing is that now the Chiefs feel like they're almost locked into the top seed. Like, I don't think the Titans have a chance to get it anymore. The Patriots, who knows, with Mac Jones running the show in December.
Hey, it's easy.
Let's settle down past
easy.
No, I'm not saying they're
Mac Jones had a fine game on Saturday night.
Except for the 2 interceptions.
All right, Joe Burrow.
Mac Jones had a better game than Joe Burrow.
I mean, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Joe Burrow's team won.
Here, by the way, Brinson,
by the way, the Ravens are at the Bengals.
Hold on.
The Rams and home against the Steelers.
You can't by the way me. When I say by the way, you can't say by the way to cut me off.
By the way.
By the by.
By the by.
I just want to say that this is Breech being passive aggressive. Next week he'll be back down to earth, so he's getting it all in this week. So go ahead. What's the score?
After the Ravens win? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The Ravens have the 4th toughest remaining schedule. The Bengals have the 3rd toughest remaining schedule. The Steelers have the 2nd toughest remaining schedule.
And the Browns are probably in that conversation because they're all playing the same teams.
They have the 7th toughest. And after they play the Raiders, it will move up and might become the toughest.
The Ravens look like they are in trouble.
The Ravens could have won that game. I know we'll talk about it later, but I mean, you could argue that the Packers look like they're in trouble.
That's fine. I mean,
well, and
I'm saying the Ravens are 8. The Ravens are 8-6 and have 3.
I just explained to you though, 2 decisions by John Harbaugh at the end of games could make this team 10-4.
Sure.
And we're looking at that playoff picture right now. If the Browns win tomorrow by Buffalo, you're out of that playoff picture. The Browns get bumped up to the 4 seed. The Bengals go to the 6 seed. And the Colts go to, and then the Chargers fall to the 7th seed. So, like, that is how fragile things are now.
I've been saying this for weeks, and I'll say it until the end of time, or at least until the end of January. Steelers don't tie the Lions. They're the 7th seed, and Buffalo's out because of the tiebreakers. So, extremely tenuous to Breech's point.
Counterpoint, if the Bills don't lose 9-6 to the Jaguars.
Oh,
That point is
My
irrelevant.
God.
The
It's a little
Steelers
known
are at
fact
the
that-
Chiefs on Sunday. Host the Browns on Monday Night Football, I believe, and then at the Ravens. I mean, these are just this.
I'm calling it now. Steelers are going 3-0.
Well, Bruck
Just in-
Mel's in
just
the
in
chat
case.
says hot
Cut it
take
and share it on
Steelers win the
Twitter.
division, which will be spicy as hell. By the
Steve
way, if you're in
Kornacki
the
said
chat,
there's a path.
there's a path. If you're in the chat on YouTube, youtube.com/pick6, hit the like button. If we get to 150 likes, we're giving away a hat. So smash that like button right now. We have far too few likes for the number of people watching this YouTube episode. Okay. Any other thoughts on the playoff race? in the AFC?
So who is going to win the AFC North, Brinson? What's your
What?
prediction?
I will take the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Steelers just out of spite.
Steelers would be fun. By the way, the Dolphins at 7-7 are intriguing.
And to me, it'll be interesting. The Steelers play at Kansas City next week, and they cannot. Breach could run for 150 yards on them, and then Brinson could come in and run for another 100 yards if they were the running backs for the. I want to see if Andy Reid will commit to the run at all, or if he's going to make Patrick Mahomes throw the ball 50 times against a team that cannot stop the run, because they should run the ball 40 times, and they'll win that game. But I want to see. It'll be sort of a immovable object against unstoppable force when it comes to that.
What do you have Stephen O's numbers in front of you with the Dolphins? I mean,
Give me a second. I'll pull it up.
their games are it's like
Oh, he
winnable,
didn't,
but
he didn't
tough.
include the Dolphins.
It's at Saints, Titans at home, I believe, and then
Patriots.
excuse me, at Saints, at Titans, Patriots at home.
But he did include Baltimore and Cincinnati. Baltimore's playoff chances went from 64% to 47%, and Cincinnati's went from 36% to 52%. The Broncos went from 18% to 6%. Holy Moses. And I should have mentioned this in the last segment. San Francisco went from 79 to 94, so they're virtually a lock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, San Francisco's in good shape. They have easy games coming in. All right.